Hey. Hi. Well, wish I could invite you in, but I can't. Okay, good luck.
Hey, come here. There's a bunch of comedians hanging out with some friends. You're not supposed to be here, but if you're cool, you can come and hang. If you've ever been offended by anything, don't come in.
My wife and I were watching PBS and saw that documentary on our national park. It's good, but it's nowhere risky.
If a tree falls in the forest, does it say cunt?
You want me to tell the joke about the Julio Iglesias, right? The joke you told me.
I did tell you the joke, but you tell it so much better than
It
I do.
seems inappropriate for any place. I was hoping you'd let me tell it a little later, because it does go long.
How long is it?
It's probably a 3.5-minute joke.
Don't tell it later, then.
I think so. I think we should tell it later, yeah.
I have a 2-minute joke that can be your opening act.
Oh, you want to tell me?
I've got a 1-minute joke.
Perfect. You want to open for me?
Yeah.
Then I'll go, then Penn.
By the way, I'm one of your biggest fans. I mean that.
Well,
and
back
also to
at
be
you,
with
Tom.
you. I mean that. You, I'm not.
Not
sure.
so much, I know.
That's nothing personal.
Oh, no, it's professional. I understand.
Okay, this is a joke I told in the early 70s and late 60s and at Bill Harris Club in Harris.
Are you sure this is a minute?
The setup takes a while.
Okay.
But you're not supposed to use any bad words or you don't work there. So I said, anybody want to hear the stork joke? And the audience says, yes, yes. And my brother said, you tell a stork joke, I'm walking off the stage. I said, anybody want to see my brother walk off stage? I knew it was risky, but at that time, I said, okay, this little boy pulls on his mother's skirt, and she says, what is it? He says, well, where do babies come from? She says, the stork brings the baby, now get out of here. A couple of minutes later, put on the dress. She said, what is it now? He said, well, if the stork brings the baby, who fucks a stork? The phone is ringing. Everybody's awakened at 1 o'clock. One of the brothers said the word. And Dick said, I told him not to. You and I must relate because we both work with partners. And
Yeah, the only teams left.
Well, we got
since Roy got his head bit off by a fucking tiger, there's Jagger Richards, there's the Smothers brothers, there's Penn and Teller.
I work with Fred Willard now and then, as much as one can. Working with Fred, we were doing this show called Fernwood Tonight. It was about a weekend.
amazing show, yes.
And thank you.
Working with Fred is a trip.
It's sort of like trying to follow somebody who refuses to use their turn signals. And you never know where he's going. He said to me the other day, he said, you know, Martin, he said, it's good to see you. I was just on the road in Cleveland. He said, I was sitting in the hotel room, and I was sitting on the bed, stark naked, and the maid came in, finally. So that's Fred.
He's great. Why didn't we get him? Yeah. But the team thing is interesting.
It requires a lot of attention to each other. And someone interviewed said, how do you guys, for 50 years, how did you get along? I mean, it's got to be difficult. And he said, well, it's like an old marriage. A lot of fighting, no sex.
You know, when
I thought that was funny.
Tommy and Dickie came on our show, Sin City Spectacular. Teller would do a bit with Dick where he'd be playing guitar. And I was going to do a bit with Tom when I'd be playing bass. And he was going to be going on and carrying on. I was supposed to say, you know, stop it, let's get back to the song, right? And we rehearsed it. And Tommy told me the exact instant to stop him from ranting. And then as soon as we finished the rehearsal, Dickie took me aside. And Dick said, you know when he tells you to stop him while he's ranting? Let him go like 4 seconds longer, so he's worried. Let him get into trouble. Let him feel like you're fucking up. And that's when he's really, really funny. And I get the bass, and Tom says to me, remember, you cut me off right at that moment. And Dick is standing there. I go back over, and Dick goes, yeah, he says that. He wants you to cut him off. He has a bad ear for timing. He's really funny if you let him go. And I go, okay. And as we're about to go out, Tom goes, remember when you cut me off? And I did it exactly when you told me, and you weren't as funny. Dick was right. He knows when to cut you off, let you hang out there.
That's why Mom liked him better.
Are you going
sue Fox News?
Why's that?
Oh, for stealing the premise of bullshit? I like that.
I'm liking that. Speaking of Penn and Teller's bullshit, you've been the subject of some controversy. You get letter writing campaigns or boycotts or stuff.
Well, there's always what bothers me, and this is where I can kind of put together a lot of things that are very, very different. The Smothers Brothers show, the Glenn Beck show, and our show.
Don't put us in this.
No, but it's really important. What bothers me about that is the letters that you get of complaint are from people that don't watch the show. And the Smothers Brothers show, no one that watched the show complained about it. It was people who didn't watch the show. And I really think it's a misunderstanding of boycott. You're only supposed to boycott something that you're already watching. I'm not allowed to make a statement about what the preacher down the street is saying in church because I don't go to church. So if people who were watching Showtime and people who were fans of bullshit were writing letters saying we don't like this, I answer to all of that. But it's people that don't even have Showtime. Can't even spell fucking Showtime. They write in their crayon, Showtime. You don't get a vote unless you watch the show.
Right.
But that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But there's the similarity between you and Glenn Beck ends.
When you say Glenn Beck and the Smothers Brothers, I really offended.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because we never said things that were stupid and prejudicial and I don't know even the words because I'm not articulate. But I can't believe you're so intelligent and you follow this stuff and you go on there and you sit with Glenn Beck and agree with that bullshit that you're listening to. What the fuck happened to you along the way? The drugs?
No drugs. I've never agreed with Glenn Beck on anything that I didn't agree with him on.
Well, yeah, but you sat there and agreed with him. I watched you for a long time on that show.
And really, what did I say that you don't think is true?
Just about everything.
No, can you give me, I mean, was there one example?
Oh, you're going to test my memory? You know the difference between Alzheimer's and amnesia?
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, because I know you're a free spirit, I was so shocked because you got that little edge here. You're I'm such a fan. I forgot I'm pissed off at you.
But I'd like to find out what did I do wrong.
I can't.
I mean, I went on Glenn Beck and I've busted him on Mormon stuff. I've busted him on the gay stuff.
What's happened is we've all become so polarized that either you are completely on the left and everything the right says is horseshit, or you're completely on the right and everything the left says is horseshit. And as opposed to going to the Chinese restaurant and taking one from column A and one from column B, might be good to defend our borders. I think women should have control over their body. Da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. And not just make a blanket dismissal of anybody. And if elected...
Are you tweeting again?
I am. We are online right now. I have to tell you, we've gotten several angry emails from Shields and Yarnell, Peaches and Herb. They want everyone to know they're still working.
But it took you that long to think of two, didn't it?
Column A, column B suggestion?
Sure.
May I suggest that perhaps we should allow prayer in schools, but also require algebra be taught in churches?
I like that. I'm liking that.
That seems to me like a cue for a joke, Penn.
I was going to say, I've got my 2-minuter waiting for his 3.
Go ahead, 2 minutes.
Okay, the 2-minute one was a fellow that was up in San Francisco, a friend of mine who went to visit a friend of his who runs an adult novelty store. And it's a true story. And, and the owner, this guy named Tony, sees him and says, "Bill, I am so glad you're here. I got to get to the bank." He said, "If you could just watch the shop for like the 10 minutes. He said, "No problem. Fine." No sooner is the guy gone than somebody comes in, starts looking around. How much is the white latex dildo up there? How much? What are you getting for that? And he said, "That's $25. I'll take it." Puts it in the bag. Out he goes. Next guy comes in. He's looking around. Says, "How much is the big black one with all the veins? How much is that?"